and understand that those things that you hear in your mind after someone passes, that is their carbon letting you know they are okay, that their peace grows within you as each molecule that they left behind in proton gives you those messages. They are trying to help. They want us to have reception that is clogged by fears, by the false fear that value adds to life, because we only know instinctive fears of predators. When you fear about not having enough money, your natural body doesn't know what it's fearing. It just knows that it's supposed to fear. All of that builds barriers in between you and your reception, because when we fear, our blood flows to our extremities away from our organs, including the thyroid gland that allows accumulation of calcium in the blood. That is how egos and barriers are built. I'm here today talking to you because I want to help tear them down. I know how to tear them down because fascination is the same thing as love. And I have a meditation method that I want to share with you, not in this video. It will come in a different video, because I want to go back to my speech about the Middle East, because I believe when I shared my ideas to Pope in 2013, as he had just been put to post, I had a specific reason to call him, which I'm going to talk about. To make that rant on Twitter, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. But what I really went to that to his page to explain was how peace is going to be evolved. That I explained to Joe, but he fell short of talking about those specific ideas. And my idea for peace in the Middle East is not a two-state solution. It's three: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. When we recognize all three doctrines that came from Abraham's loin, from God's message, even though he said the covenant belongs with his Jewish-born son, God still said that they were both blessed. So what that tells me is, if there's going to be a problem over the tourist money that goes into Jerusalem, that money needs to be shared, because without that money shared, they are choosing value over respect and human dignity that is required for all of Abraham's people to see one another in a loving way, as well for them to accept that Jesus Christ did give a story from those books that needs to be heard and respected as well. When we make Jerusalem the third state, that creates that dignity. That makes three states that will all work together in prosperity, because the competition will be offering the security to bring the billions of people who want to make a trip to the Holy Land but are terrified to do so. That is not God's plan. And maybe it's the devil's, because value is the one that controls it. So as all of this sinks in today, I know that some of you are going to be offended by my biblical references, but this isn't about judging anyone who doesn't believe that way, because it was my words to the Pope. Make no mistake about it. When I explained to him how the bravest among Americans are those who would give up their liberty and even their life to save a life they don't know, the fact that most of you are atheists, I told him they act more like Christians and follow the principles of Christ than any Christians that I know. And that is the absolute truth. The following morning, when the Pope had obviously read my PM rant, when he made that comment about a pathway to heaven for those who do not believe, he was speaking from what I had instilled in him, because I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid to speak my mind. I was actually a little more explicit to the Pope than I should have been. But when I went to him, it was for other reasons that I'm going to talk about in future videos, and I hope that I have your attention with this video to be interested in hearing it. I'm sorry that my emotions run wild with me, and I know that some of you are going to think, oh, look at this idiot. But this is me, man. I hold back nothing. This is my dignity expressed today because I need your progressive help. I need your socialist help. I need communist and anarchist help to hear my message and spread it around the world that we can heal, okay? When I see little Greta and her movement growing, knowing that the Green New Deal spawned most of that, but yet I'm ignored by all of the people in DC because I'm also connected to controversial conspiracy theories that you've heard today, and I bet deep down in your hearts you're going to go read some more and learn more about it. Because when you realize that those loans to Donald Trump had strings attached, Trump Russia is going to make a whole lot more sense. I had an hour-and-a-half conversation on Twitter with Assange's wife and her attorney, begging her to tell him to be extradited to the United States and ask that every moment that he spent in confinement be seen as time served, because he would have been home helping his kids. But that man is terrified because he lives on the other side of the pond, as does his family. Why? Because I think he was used as a pawn, and he knows that he cannot say anything because he ain't there to protect his family. Just as Donald Trump, I told in a morning thread, the morning of the Lester Holt video, to go out there and tell the truth, because if you don't, you will find no mercy from me, because I'm probably the only one that knows what you did, because I saw it on Newsvine blog and 3 a.m. threads as you gloated about helping them make it. That's a big deal, gang, because I did view this with my own eyes. When I contacted the executives of NBC, I first told them, I think I might have found evidence on your blog that can incriminate Donald Trump helping adversaries take our money. And their first response was all for it. They were like, oh, we want to know more. I said, but do you really want to know more? I said, because I'm starting to wonder now if it's possible that you and Hillary and him, being that he had the show on your network, conspired together to try to taint the 2006 nominee with him. And all of you underestimated hate. And like I have told Donald Trump, I do not believe that he is actually in his core a racist, because I don't believe anyone is in his core a racist. But I told him, you just aren't in connection with your core. And that's why I'm here talking to you today, to help you find it. Because mercy and your core and your truth is the only way that I will ever say a helpful word to you. But you can't lie a single time past this day. That lasted about an hour. Okay, that lasted about an hour. He went and told the truth, but he lied after it. And I told him that afternoon, I said, I thought you had it in you, but it's obvious you don't. So I am still your adversary. So as I told NBC about this, I asked them point blank, did they gain in the financial crisis taking those Jewish people's money like it was war spoils? And were they aware that that's what the whole plan was actually designed to be? Because make no mistake, I am not accusing anyone in the financial crisis of being a criminal, because many people made a whole lot of money as the 0.5% took all of that $3 trillion. But there are some of them who had insider trading knowledge because of possibly kids being abused. When you throw a party and you want to gain leverage on important people, what do? You get them messed up out of their wits and you put a kid in their arms and you have them, you own them for life. It is clear now, if you look at Useful Idiots podcast about Epstein's saga, it is clear now that that was part of Epstein's taping and videotaping of people with these hidden cameras to develop this leverage on them. And I believe that leverage was used against us. I do not believe that he killed himself. No one will ever make me believe that, nor am I defending him whatsoever. But there are answers here that we need. Maxwell, you know what to do. You know how to save yourself from us. And that is being us. Being brave enough to see the light in you and being brave enough to be it. Amanda Gorman, I love you, but you need to tell the truth when those questions are asked. I want absolutely nothing from you. I only asked for recognition, and I didn't get that. I got blocked emails. I got my words trying to help this planet scrubbed from my page on LinkedIn. In PBS, I'm going to see my attorney tomorrow, and you better hope that if someone in your tech department brought those words to her, just know that they are going to be sitting on a stand along with her if my wife belief in me is not changed by your honesty, because I have shown no dishonesty, no dishonor, and no disloyalty to the words that were printed in that comment. I'm just hurt. And I hope the rest of you hear me loud and clear and you get behind my progressive ideas and help me heal this earth. Help us heal this earth. The them are those among us who see a them among us. There is no us in them. Only a backwards me, hate, and fear. We are the brave, and we must be it. I thank you from the bottom of my heart if you share this video. Matt Taibbi, Katie Halper, I love you guys to death. I know that you watched me on Twitter in dismay with my conspiracy theories and maybe didn't understand and maybe didn't want to believe me, but I hope as you look me in my eyes today that you give me the opportunity to come on your show and answer any questions that you have, because I know a lot of damn answers. I love you guys, man, and I hope to have your help. Peace, love, respect, unity with Mother.